everybody. Welcome to the Right Angle, our special election show tonight. We debated about doing this and just felt like that we wanted to throw in our 2 cents. So, so between the three of us, you'll get 6 cents tonight.
I found a penny, so it'll be 7. I found a penny on the floor.
There you go. By the way, my name's Terry Arnold, and we're again, we got the Right Angle coming at you tonight. That kind of tells you a little bit about what we do and who we are and the angle that we're coming from. And guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Brian Black. I guess I'm technical and throw in my 2 cents worth every now and then too.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm Rod Hayes. What's left of me? I'm just here to help keep everybody else in line, I guess.
Okay, they just called Washington, D.C., Delaware, Biden, Massachusetts are all going for Biden.
Surprise, surprise.
Connecticut's going for Biden. And they're calling Illinois for Biden. And Maryland. And New Jersey. And they're calling Alabama for Trump. No surprise there. Mississippi is for Trump. Tennessee for Trump. Huge, 78%.
Wow.
Missouri for Trump. Oklahoma for Trump. New Hampshire, they're not calling yet. They're saying it's too close to call. Maine, they're calling it for Biden.
Well, they got 2 electoral votes.
Something like 4, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those weird states where there's one that's split out, though, in Maine. They haven't called it yet, but there's I think Trump won it last time. I could be wrong about that.
Well, there's 2 in Maine. Maine 1 and Maine 2. Just like in Colorado, I think. 1 and 2.
Okay. And they're saying that the Tuberville, they're saying it's too early to call Tuberville Jones.
Oh.
I would be incredibly disappointed in the people of Alabama if they elect Jones again.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think he will either. I
can't believe it's too close to call.
Well,
they probably just don't have enough in yet to call it.
I mean, we just closed 4 minutes ago, so it takes, even with the machines that we're using nowadays, it still is going to take 30 minutes to an hour to get all the, make sure everything is sealed and all that before it goes to the courthouses.
Biden's leading in Texas. Trump right now is at 56 electoral votes and Biden's at 91. But again, it's super early in the night, so we really can't take a whole lot of put a whole lot of stock in either one of those. In North Carolina, Trump's in a big lead, 65% to 31%. And Trump's leading Georgia also and Florida. So, but it's 91-56 right now. So we got a long way to go, guys.
That we do. But you know, going into this election, we've seen a lot of different polling out there, and all the polling shows that Biden's going to win it hands down. But
Right.
if you look at every other factor in choosing, you know, or seeing how an election is going to go, you look at the enthusiasm for the candidates. That is hands down for Trump. So
Well,
it could be a
you're right,
long
buddy.
night.
That's why I keep. By the way, Brian, have you shared to our Facebook yet?
I just did to mine, but I did from the YouTube.
Okay. Do I need to go and share mine, or
Yes.
okay? All right. Let me do that real quick. Go ahead and.
But one of the other things out there that are these coincidences in predicting presidential races. Like, for example, you have the winner of the LSU-Auburn game has predicted the winner for the last 20-something years. Every time Auburn wins at home, it's a Republican, and every time the LSU wins at home, it's the Democrats. So we know what happened Saturday in that respect. You have the things like the Washington football team. Whenever they play before the election, if they're playing at home on the Sunday before the election and win, then the sitting president wins. And I believe Washington won. But I think the best of them all.
You know, that's just,
But I think the best of them all was.
reaching for the stars when you start putting any credence in that kind of stuff.
Well, now wait a minute. Before we get saying it's way out there, we have to look at the cookie company in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Now, that
6-1. So it's you know, there's just a lot of predictors, but who knows what's going to happen with 2020?
Amen.
Isn't that the truth? And you know, even kind of another silly one is the folks in this guy in New Jersey has got a Halloween and costume shop, and he sells masks of the presidential candidates. And he said for the past 20 years, he has the sales of the mask have successfully predicted whoever was going to win. And this year, he said it's 2-1 for Trump. Now, you know, that's kind of silly to look at those, but honestly, folks, I really believe there's something to it, because we're the enthusiasm level for Trump is just completely off the scale. I mean, there is no precedent for this in history of any election, any time in America's history. You know, when you have, he did basically six rallies yesterday. Excuse me, and he was averaging what, 30, 40, 50,000 a rally, and Biden's lucky to draw flies. So I firmly believe, and again, I've heard a lot of people echo this sentiment, including Rush Limbaugh. He said basically the same thing. He said, I just can't believe that there's any way that Trump's going to lose, because the enthusiasm level for his base is unbelievable.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Well, I heard a thing the other day talking about that it was one of the fact checkers. Whenever someone had put that up about, looking at the pictures of the Trump campaign stop versus the Biden campaign stop,
right,
that they were doing it differently. Look, I've been dealing with politics most of my entire life, and I have never seen a candidate draw as little support out on the campaign trail. Everybody wants to have that chance of shaking a future president's hand, and it's not that way for Biden. I mean, you look at what came out today at his campaign stop there in Pennsylvania. There had to be 20 people there.
Yeah.
They have not done any door knocking at all. Have you seen a Biden supporter out there?
Video the other day. I saw a video the other day, and I think I may have even mentioned this Saturday, but it still just blows my mind that Biden was at doing a campaign stop in front of a grocery store. Now, this was an impromptu thing, which most of his are, because he doesn't want Trump supporters to show up and drown him out, which is what happens every time now. And I love that.
And now it's happening on the roads.
Yeah, it is. And but he was standing there being interviewed, and people were just walking right by him like he was a doorpost.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Now, again, I contrast that with what if Donald Trump were standing there. How would the people be reacting? It would be an immediate pandemonium, and he would get bum rushed because people wanted to, again, shake hands with him. They want to get his autograph. They want to brush up next to greatness.
Yeah. Yeah, it is just a total. I mean, it's the opposite end of the spectrum. But when you look at the support for Trump and the support for Biden, but look at it this way: we keep on going back to the polls. Well, the mainstream media has spent the entire 4 years trying to get rid of Trump. This is their final push. This is their door-to-door campaign. Would you expect them to have anything favorable for Trump? They've not had it for 4 years.
Yep, that's right. All they've done is attack him and attack him and attack him.
Yeah.
And that just angers me beyond words. Rod, what you thinking about things tonight, buddy?
Oh, I don't know. I was just thinking, about this same point last time. Trump was behind. Same state, same pretty much everything. So it's still early, and the states with the big electors there are still to be announced, and so I see that It's his to win. Trump's. Now, I admit I have to wonder how much funny stuff has taken place on the sides, and if they've caught most of it, if not all of it. Uh, so it's going to be interesting. I certainly hope that Trump would kind of sweep these other states that he didn't take last time. But apparently, it's not going to happen. So we should be hearing from Florida and Pennsylvania here shortly, I believe, shouldn't we?
Well, the Panhandle has just closed in Florida.
Yeah.
So
Panhandle usually carries the Republican conservative candidate. So.
Yeah. Really, I don't know why the Panhandle wants to be a part of Florida. Panhandle ought to just say, we want to be part of Georgia and Alabama, and then split it at that point.
I agree. I've wondered that same thing myself. I don't know why they continue to stay there, but I'm sure they got their reasons.
Well,
who is our sponsor, by the way?
Well, our sponsor is Superior Heating and Air.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Joe and his fine staff at Superior Heating and Air for sponsoring the Right Angle. And if you have any heating and air conditioning issues, hey, we've just now gotten into a good full 7 days of cold weather. So your heater might be working harder than it needs to be. Give Joey a call at 771-0817 or 837-2525 and have him come out and do a inspection on your heating and cooling system. Make sure that it is operating at peak efficiency. And if you need to also get them on the internet, you can go to superiorhvac.net. And remember, Joey is a presidential award winner for the Carrier Group. So if you've got a Carrier system, you're not going to find a better person to work on your unit than Joey. One of the things I've seen looking at some of the numbers, we've been talking about the importance of the Electoral College. But it looks like right now that Trump is ahead in the popular vote. So I know my thoughts on what would happen if this happened, but what would your thoughts be on the Electoral College if Trump was to win the popular vote and then lose the Electoral College?
Well, I think that if that happens again, which they say it did happen with Hillary, but the Hildebeest, but I'm not real sure it did. But I think there'll be a lot more rioting if that happens, because there's a lot of the liberals that really want to get rid of the Electoral College.
No, I'm asking, what if Trump? What if Trump won? What if Trump won the popular vote, but then lost the electoral? What would you think about that?
I think we'd have an idiot as a president. If Biden wins in any way at all, it's going to be an absolute disaster for this country, because Kamala Harris is going to be president, not Joe Biden. Voting for Joe Biden, again, I've heard a couple of folks describe it as this is a Trojan horse election, and it truly is. Joe Biden is the figurehead. He's the mask that Kamala Harris is wearing right now. and it's going to be Kamala Harris in there, and then it's going to be, oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
Don't want to imagine.
Well, did you see?
Yeah, they're. By the way, they've called Indiana for Trump.
Did you see the other day where?
So.
Did you see the other day where when Harris was introduced, the MC introduced her as the next president of the United States?
I saw that.
They're not even hiding it anymore.
No, they're not hiding it. They're not going to.
Well, you know, that's one good thing about this election. That's one good thing about this election. We have now taken off all the masks. We know where everybody stands at this point in time. You know where your friends are. You know where your neighbors stand. There's no more masks.
Yep. That's a fact. Sorry, I'm trying to get some updates here, and one of our Gerald Dodd is providing us with an update, and I just want to let him know that yes, I'm seeing them on here, on my phone. I am. Rod, you may not have Messenger installed on your phone or your computer. If you don't have Messenger installed, you're not going to see them.
I've got Messenger on the phone.
Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Well, you should see them then.
And Gerald just said that Trump wins in Indiana.
Yeah, I just announced that.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You know I don't listen to you a lot.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, that hadn't changed in 20 years.
That's why we work so well together.
Yeah. Might want to turn the notification tones down.
Yeah, that's on my tablet here. Let me turn the volume down on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right now, I was just going through clearing out where I've seen Gerald's messages. But I'm trying to keep an eye on the senator's race here in the state and the amendments. And right now, we just don't have anything coming in yet on those.
Well, just to recap, Biden's winning D.C., Maryland, Massachusetts. They changed. Anyway, Trump's won Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma, Indiana. Connecticut, call that for Biden. Texas. They're just showing Senate and House races right now.
On the U.S. Senate in the state, with 1% reporting, and this is probably going to be your southern counties. Jones has a 60, basically a 2/3 lead. Now, just say that there's a 2/3 lead for Jones. It's less than 1,400 votes. So with 1%, you really can't get excited. You shouldn't get excited one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whenever you start getting into 50 and 75% of the vote, that's when you start to worry a little bit. And that's the thing right now in the presidential.
Well, even the Democrats.
Do what?
even the Democrats are saying that Jones is going to lose.
Yeah.
So the ones I've been watching quite a bit the last few days, the national media, they're all saying that that's one seat that they're kind of conceding to the Republicans.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why he got elected was because of the backlash of Moore.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm not a big, huge Stubberville fan, but I sure am
Oops.
a lot.
Sorry, we just had a cocoa accident.
I need that. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we just had a cocoa accident. She got tangled up in the cord.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Poor Coco.
Yeah. I think it scared her more than it hurt her.
It scared her. Her voice almost peed on herself.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
But what's going on right now? I believe personally, again, that this is going to be Trump's going to be north of 300 electoral college votes,
and that's very
really
possible.
That. And I'm hoping I'm certainly right about that. Do what?
That's very possible. I mean, this could wind up being.
I think it is. I think it is too.
I think this could be a Reagan-Mondale type victory. And it's not going to be that, because we know California is going to go for Biden. The left coast is going to go for Biden. You got the New England area, they're going to go for Biden. But other than that, you could see a lot of red out there tonight.
Well, again, I think Minnesota is in play. I think we got a good shot at winning Minnesota. Again, depending upon the amount of well, I had a text earlier that David forwarded to me, my son, and he was showing a text from a guy who was actually a poll worker in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And this guy said, "I've already thrown away 100 pro-Trump votes." He said, "We're going to turn Pennsylvania blue."
I saw that. I wondered if it was
I
real.
don't know I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know the veracity of that. And there's also a lot of folks that I've got a dear friend of mine that I'm over at her house right now, as a matter of fact, and she was telling me about some friends of hers that didn't vote today because they were worried about intimidation. And one of them, or just were, I don't know. But this is so incredibly important. Of course, the polls are closed for us now. And anybody pretty much probably that's listening to us is, the polls are closed already. But I certainly hope that you got out and made the effort to vote today.
I haven't heard of any intimidation anywhere.
How long did it take you to vote today?
Who, me?
Well, I really haven't.
Yeah, Rod, how long did it take you to vote today?
Rod?
It took me about 30 to 40 minutes. I voted.
Okay.
I went fairly early, around 10 o'clock. There was a huge crowd there right at 7. there probably were, which it don't sound like a lot, but for Trinity it was quite a few. By 10:30, there were probably 300 people that had already voted. I don't know what the totals. Bridget said she was 1,100 and something, and 1,112, and she voted right at around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So, yeah, everywhere I saw, just about people were lined up outside, wrapped around the building and everything. I've never seen them as crowded as they were, quite honestly.
They're saying Tom Cotton's going to win again in Arkansas. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right now, Trump's ahead in Florida 50.7% to 48.4.
Well, all it takes is 50.1.
Well, he's got that.
Well, the good part about that is probably the panhandle hadn't come in yet.
No, probably not.
So that's good news. That's good news for us, I think.
And depending on how many people are still standing in line, you can't close. So, you know, it might still be another hour worth of voting down there, depending on, you know, how long people were standing in line, how long the lines were. Now, I know for me, I went and voted about 12:30 this afternoon, and I was in and out in less than 5 minutes. And my vote was number 711. And my polling location is made up of...
earlier in the week.
Do what now? What'd you say, Terry?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say that my
I said
polling...
I voted absentee earlier in the week.
My polling place is more of an older polling place. And so I figure a lot of the people...
So you fit in? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know I was walking like some of them. So, but I was number 711, and I didn't ask, but I would assume that a lot of people voted absentee for it to be that low of a number at noon.
Speaking from the school standpoint, our kids got a chance to vote today, and we had the majority of them were voting for Biden, but a lot of them actually told me that they would not vote the same way their parents are voting, which I felt was very interesting. So I just received my first text from a parent, ticked off, I guess, because apparently the son went home and said, I aggressively defended Trump today. And I said everything Biden stands for is bad. And I never told the kids who I was voting for. I never mentioned to them who I was voting for, wouldn't mention to them, and tried to stay as neutral as possible, but mention things such as when the kids said, well, Biden's going to lower taxes. Actually, Mr. Biden is going to take away tax cuts that President Trump has put in place, which will raise taxes. And then I was also reprimanded for talking about electric cars, and that if we have to drive an electric car, that means we're all going to have to buy new ones, and I can't afford that. So apparently I was aggressive today in telling the kids facts that they asked me about, and then I followed up by saying, guys, don't take what I'm telling you to be true. Go research it and look it up. Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody feed you stuff and you just take it. Always research, always find out what's going on. You can't vote on whether you like somebody's personality, whether you like their hair. I said, heck, a lot of people voted for Clinton because they thought he was good looking. I never did, but, you know, vote for what you believe in. Vote for the policies that you believe are correct. Vote for what you think is best for our country. Those are the comments I made, but I have now been accused of being aggressive.
Amen.
I guess if that's aggressive, maybe I am. But this is my country. I want my kids in my classroom to be citizens that are concerned about not just their feelings and emotions at the moment, but what's going to happen and continue to happen far past it. So I think I did my job today.
By the way, guys, popular vote in the country. Trump's ahead 50.3 to 48.5 for Biden.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier. You know, as Republicans, we always talk about.
Bridget, I want to tell you again how much I appreciate what you're. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, that's what I was alluding to earlier about the popular vote and the Electoral College. You know, we as Republicans always, we defend the Electoral College, but I wonder how many Republicans will start talking about we need to get rid of the Electoral College if we were to lose the presidency and win the presidential vote, the popular vote. Because you know as well as I do that there are a lot of Republicans out there, they're only Republican as the next election goes.
Yeah, very true. Sad but true.
Well, the mighty CBS has said that
guys,
Trump.
I'm telling you, if
Go ahead, Rob.
what, Rob?
I was just going to say, I read here CBS says that Trump was doing very well among white voters without a college degree.
Yeah.
Well, he won that vote last
That
time.
distinction last time, I believe, didn't he?
Yeah.
I really wonder what that's got to do with it, though.
Well, it's part of the narrative that says that, the Trump supporter's nothing but a redneck hick. Wouldn't
Nice
be
way
able
of
to
saying
even
it.
turn on a computer.
It's just a nice way of putting it, I guess, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, I thought we might need to know that.
Yeah, that's just part of them trying to put down the Trump supporter. Terry, you got any more updates on states?
Yeah, we are the unwashed masses to them. Do what, buddy?
You got any more updates on the states?
Well, it's saying that Florida and Pennsylvania are too early to call, which is not surprising. But again, Trump's got a narrow lead in Florida. They've already called. Let's see. Georgia Senate, Perdue is winning 56 to 41. We need that. Loeffler in the Senate in Georgia is tied up basically with Warlock. So that's coming along a little better. But it's critical that we keep the Senate and take the House. Super critical.
Yeah, what I'm looking at right now looks like Republicans are 31 to 27 on the House so far. But I don't know how that correlates to gains, in seats.
Well, right now they're saying Florida is at 50.8 for Trump and 48.3 for Biden. So again, it's just razor sharp lead, razor thin lead, I should say.
We'll take it.
Michigan, Trump's ahead 58-40. Praise God.
Where's that? Michigan, you said?
Trump is, they call it Mississippi, of course, Missouri, Illinois is for Biden. So, honestly, guys, I think it's going to be a long night.
Yes, it is. And if you've got any questions that you want to ask us, go to one of our Facebook pages and send us a question. And we have lost Terry.
Uh-oh.
Yep. There he is.
He had to go put his suit on.
I guess so. Terry, you with us? Maybe. Hey, there he is.
There he is.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Just went out there for a minute.
Looked like you went and put on your coat and were standing at your podium.
I did that too. There we go. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, that's all right.
Is there any way we could get a sunshine report tonight, Terry?
Whoops, Terry's
I
froze.
think it's going to be a very, very late night tonight.
Yes, it is.
Do what, buddy?
You were froze there for a moment. There's a delay on his end.
No, was it?
Yeah.
Well, not that cold.
Well, just open up the door. You'll get cold.
Am I?
But if
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
but if it is cold at your house, call Superior Heating and Air. Have Joey come out there or one of his fine staff to check on your heating and make sure that you're good to go for the real cold coming up. You can give them a call.
Those kind of services, they're the ones that they usually have to go out in the very worst of weather.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. Well, it looks like we keep on losing Terry.
Currently a neighbor.
Okay. There he is.
We've got audio.
You hanging in there with us, Terry?
I'm trying, buddy. Apparently I'm having problems with mine.
Yeah, you may not have a strong internet connection there. Well, Rod, just so you and I can keep things going, if Terry is unable to, can you pull up the election feeds?
On what?
Fox or
I've got the TV on. I'm sitting
Okay.
here watching the TV.
Okay.
And they're still saying Florida and Pennsylvania are too early to call, and that the polls will be closed soon in the crucial states of Arizona, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. We really do need to see. We really do need to see some victories there.
Yeah.
And I believe we will. I really do.
Yeah, right now it looks like Biden has 85 electoral votes to Trump's 61, and it is neck and neck as far as the popular vote go. Trump is leading with 18,087,413 to Biden 17,591,151. So a 50.07 to 48.7 split on the vote. So it's going to come down to the wire. Hopefully, when we start getting Florida in and Pennsylvania and Texas, it'll really change. We've been looking at Arizona and Nevada as states that that Trump needs to win to get to the 270 electoral vote. Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio. Those are also states that he needs to win.
Yeah. Fox is, according to the electoral votes, they're saying that it's Biden in 91 to Trump 73.
Yeah, I'm using AP, so they and all the other, Fox, CBS, all those three-letter channels.
Yeah.
They've got their own polling and exit data and stuff like that. So, you're going to have different people reporting different things. So, taking a
look. We did the last election, Brian. If you recall, it was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Trump was behind in the electoral votes, and then somewhere after midnight, these other big states began to come in, and he started to climb.
Yeah, I think what it was around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And they had already said, that Hillary was going to win, and then they had to change their mind.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But trying to get a look here at the way the Senate race is going, with 1% of the vote in, Jones is 55.3 to Tuberville 44.7. So again, that's just 1% in. I think it's going to wind up being close to a 2-1 win for Tuberville. Terry, you with us? You with us, Terry?
Can you see me, guys?
Yeah, we can see you.
We see you, Terry.
I'm trying to be, buddy.
Yeah, you are not getting a good, strong internet stream.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I can't see either one of y'all.
This says Terrell Arnold's network bandwidth is low. Your network bandwidth is low, Terry.
Okay. Well, I'm unfortunately, it is what it is right now.
Hey, we did live radio for several years. That's just what happens whenever you're doing a live broadcast.
Yeah, it's part of it, unfortunately. Well, I hate it. Guys, apparently I'm not going to be able to be a consistent contributor on this, so let me just bow out. And Brian, you pull the plug when you, Whenever you feel like, buddy.
All right. Well, if there's any way you can hang in there with us, that'd be great. But we'll.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I'm willing. I'm the spirit's willing, but the flesh is weak.
Understand that. We've had our own problems with that. Trying to get an internet service at my house, so I know how that goes. But again, if you've got any questions you want to send me and Rod, Terry, just go to one of our Facebook pages and give us a comment, send us a question. I know Terry will be monitoring whether he's here or not.
If you can hear me, I'll just stay on here. But apparently the video is the problem, I guess.
Yeah. What if you turned the video off and just stayed up with audio? That might help some.
Yeah, it might give you a little more bandwidth.
If what now?
What if you turn your video off and just leave your your microphone on? That way it won't use as much bandwidth. I don't know if you can do that on your phone or not.
So you're saying stop video?
Yeah, stop video and just leave your... we got a picture of you up there. Yeah. That may help.
Okay. Why don't we just do that?
Okay. So...
Or,
all right.
Brian, did we have a winner of the $25 gift card Saturday? I never did hear.
I don't know. Harry, did you get any notification from anybody?
I did not, buddy. I was going to ask you if you had a way to check that, and I forgot.
Well, I might be able to get my lovely wife to come in here and make sure that the card is still active. Rod, can you hold it for 1 second?
Sure.
All right. Give me just a minute. I'm on mute for 1 second.
Okay. Well, I would just like to ask
Hey, Tam?
I'd like to thank Joey Ursery
Tang,
at Superior Heating and Air.
Hey, Brian,
could you
look
come
out
check
for,
this card and see if
Brian, I
it's
just
still
got a
active?
message from Robert Cooey that he may be joining us.
Well,
I don't
cool.
know if
That'll work.
If you can hear that.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
Robert, if you want to call in, just call in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might even put Llewellyn on again.
You always put the lovely Bridget on.
Yeah, she's shy
See if
somewhat.
that's
But,
still active. Thank you.
sometimes
Yeah, I know
can
that
get-
about her. Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She is indeed. Where is Sunshine tonight? I was,
Well, I don't know. He's probably at home.
watching returns.
All right.
You got it, Brian?
Yeah. It's being checked right now to make sure to see if it's still active or not. If it's still active, we might just give it away tonight.
Well, that's wouldn't be a bad idea.
So,
Wouldn't be a bad idea at all.
all right.
Okay.
So, checking the AP
guys fine
results.
saying 93%.
Did what, Terry?
they're saying a 90% chance Trump's going to win Florida, but an 89% chance that Biden's going to win North Carolina.
Okay.
That's not good.
Well, I think the thing for Trump is he's got to win Florida, and then he's got to win Pennsylvania, Ohio. North Carolina could be a wash. But as the AP right now has Biden 85 and Trump 72. Now, how's that correlating with what others are saying?
Not showing anything right at the moment here on the
Electoral
file.
votes?
Yes.
$91 for Biden, 77 for Trump.
Okay, so we're still a little off. AP is a little further behind.
Yeah, they're showing Biden with a 10-point lead in Ohio.
Wow.
Boys, that's not good.
No, he needs Ohio.
That's horrible. We can if he loses Ohio, it's done.
All right.
The next polls close in 3 minutes. We'll pick up a bunch of new ones.
Yeah. Checking in on the Alabama senatorial race, with 2% of the vote in, Tommy Tuberville is ahead 52.99 to Jones 47.01. So, like we was talking about a little bit ago, 1-2%, nothing to get real excited about. But it's going to be one of those, we won't know that for another couple hours.
Yeah, very true.
Is it still active?
Guys, I'm just absolutely flabbergasted by the fact that even a single person has voted for Biden. With all the negatives against him.
Yeah, it's not making sense.
Well, it goes back to the orange man bad syndrome. It's more of a vote against Trump than it is for Biden. A lot of people just did not like, the way he would tweet out things. But
yeah, but that's a personality kind of thing. That's not ground, where the rubber meets the road,
Well, I understand that, but you got people out here voting that don't have a clue about politics or what is actually going on in politics. To give you a prime example, I was talking today with my mother, and she sees all these people that have been talking about a local county commissioner's race. Well, the county commissioner in the district, just happens to be the district I'm in, lives in the city. And there are people all over the city saying, or all over the county, who want to support the independent, saying that, well, they shouldn't even let the people in the city vote because the guy is in the city. Well, the county commission district encompasses part of the city. We have 4 county commission districts. All 4 of them take a part of the city. And these are people out there voting. They don't have a clue what's going on. You could probably talk to people and tell them, well, there is a candidate running that was responsible for getting 3 Arab countries to sit down and normalize relations with Israel. They'll say, that's great. Biden did a wonderful job. Oh, no, it wasn't Biden. It was Trump. You know, these nations over in the Middle East are saying, if Biden gets elected, you can scrap those deals. We're going back to the Palestinian way of doing things.
Biden is leading in Texas right now with 56% of the vote in.
Now that's the one, if Biden wins Texas, then it's done. We can go on and close up shop now. It won't matter about Florida.
Guys, this is not looking good tonight.
Well, it didn't look good 4 years ago either.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, that's very true.
We will.
It was like 3 o'clock in the morning before I got to bed last year.
This Trump carried Louisiana and Nebraska. Yeah, Trump's carried Louisiana and Nebraska, looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they called New Mexico
Wyoming.
for Biden.
Looks like what, Brian?
New Mexico, they've called it for Biden. But we
North
kind of
Dakota.
figured that was going to happen anyway.
New York. Ah, crap. They're calling Colorado for Biden. I was hoping we had a chance in Colorado. New Mexico, they're not projecting yet.
Well, again, now, you said that looked like Biden was leading in Texas. How many percent of the vote in?
We just lost a senator.
What Senate did we lose? Looks like as far as the Senate goes, the Democrats now have 42 to the Republicans 38. But there's still several states out there that haven't been called.
Well, Hickenlooper won in Colorado, which is bad news. Damn it.
All right. Well, we found out that no one had used the gift card from this past Saturday. So I'm going to go on and give the information out.
That's great of that.
So if you want a chance to use the gift card tonight, I'll read out the numbers to you. 4358 8005 2066 5244. Expiration is 11/27, and the CVV is 043. Again, that number is 4358 8005 2066 5244. Expiration 11/27, and the CVV is 043. So when you use that, send us a message and let us know.
Well, I'm hoping this is going to start turning around here before too long.
Well,
This is not going good for us, guys.
well, again, like I said, it didn't 4 years ago either. So, you just gotta go through the process and see where we stand.
Biden concedes Florida.
Well, that's good.
Praise God, that's awesome.
Obviously, he's not listening to Hillary Clinton.
Praise God for that too.
Oh, me.
Wow. Okay. Well, Gerald Dodd sent that to me. So, but in Ohio, it's looking rough right now in Ohio.
What's the percentage of the votes that are in Ohio, Terry?
Well, he's just showing counties right now, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
He's locked in on individual counties right now.
According
59% is in Ohio. Biden's ahead 52-46.
Libertarian candidate got about 1% of the vote there.
Where, in
Jorgensen?
Ohio?
Yeah. Of course, what's going to happen is these bigger cities are going to probably report first.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the smaller counties, and depending on what type of election voting system that they use, it could take a while.
Well, and Brian, I believe that they're going to report that. They're going to do everything they can to make it look like that the other side is ahead and winning for as much as they can, for as long as they can. I do believe they use that tactic to try and discourage.
Well, absolutely.
Last time.
Absolutely. We haven't even closed elections up on the West Coast yet.
No.
Yeah, they're still open.
And you still got, let's see. I guess the Mountain is just now closing.
Yeah.
So, they want to get as much out there so people won't, continue to stand in line and go vote.
Yeah. Yeah, that tactic unfortunately works somewhat.
Yeah, it does. I remember several years ago they called Florida real early.
Yeah.
Before the Panhandle had closed.
Yeah.
And it really affected the vote in Florida.
That was in 2000, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
I remember that.
Yeah. So that was a big, boot on the neck for the GOP in Florida.
Well, and that's what led to the hanging chads and the pregnant chads and.
Yeah. Yep, we were. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really interested to see where we are with Pennsylvania and Minnesota and Michigan and right now North Carolina, Biden's ahead 51-47 or 48 basically. 51-48. And Biden is winning Mecklenburg County, which is a very, heavily minority area. All of this, if everything had come out about Hunter Biden and America actually knew what happened with Hunter Biden, I don't believe this would be even close, guys.
Well, and the mainstream media, you can't even find anybody talking about it.
No, they haven't.
And I saw a story the other day where some in the media were talking about how they felt responsible for Hillary not winning because they covered that story.
Yeah, when Comey came out with that thing there at the very last. Yep. So, anyway, it's going to be a long night, I think. Yeah, Gerald just said he was worried about North Carolina, Ohio. And I am too. If he loses either one of those, it's just about over.
Again, it was the same last. I believe it was the same in 2016, though. It was looking like he was going to lose Ohio and even Florida. It was Florida then. And at the last minute, it pulled out. When all was said and done, it came in. Now, I realize anything can happen, but they're going to drag it out to look in Biden's favor for as much as they can, for as long as they can.
Yeah.
And I think we all know that, even whether it's even true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, truth has got very little to do with these idiots.
Little to nothing. In fact.
Well, Karl Rove is saying some good things about Texas. He's saying that, even though Biden's got a very narrow lead right now, just over a point, that it's mainly the cities that have come in, like you were talking about, Brian.
Yeah.
And he said that once the rural areas come in, that lead's going to disappear.
Yeah.
And I agree fully with him.
Yeah, anytime that you see in these early projections, whenever you're looking at 1 and 2%, if you look at the maps, you'll see that it's the cities. And if a candidate is up by only 1 or 2 points, they're not probably going to win that state.
Yeah. Well, it's Biden's got 129 electoral votes and Trump's got 94 right now.
Now say that again.
Electoral votes, Biden's got 129. Trump's got 94.
Okay. Looking at the Ohio race, it looks like that there's 60% of the vote in. And like I said earlier, I'm getting AP, so it's probably lagging a little bit behind. It looks like it's 51 to 47% there.
Where'd you say that is, Brian?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Can't trust Buckeyes.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Uncle Woody Hayes pretty well proved that.
So Woody was your uncle?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Well, probably somewhere down the line you're related.
Some of my relatives did come out of Kentucky and Ohio, so there is a chance. I'm not sure where where he actually hailed from or anything.
I don't know.
North Carolina, Biden's leading still 50.7 to 48.2.
50.7.
Yeah, Georgia, Trump's comfortably ahead there by 14 points.
I believe we're going to see that change in North Carolina as well.
I'm with you there, buddy.
I do. You know, I heard a guy made a statement a while back that I've kind of let be my go-to with Trump. It says, just when it looks like he's about to lose, he wins.
Yeah.
So don't rule him out yet. So like I said, there's a lot of game playing going on here and some other shenanigans. So
Yeah, there is.
we've got to work past that.
Yeah, our political expert Gerald has just called Texas for Trump.
I'll agree with that.
You were talking about North Carolina. Again, mine might be a little bit behind, but with 80%, it's less than 3%. So there's still a chance out there for Trump to, because there's some extremely rural areas that haven't even turned stuff in yet. So
Yeah. Well, the Democrats they're saying now that the Democrats will retain the control of the House. And so we've already lost one senator. The guy in Colorado, Hickenlooper, beat him. I mean, kicked his tail. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was a huge amount. So Democrats are going to win 5 more seats in the House, according to Fox.
We need the Senate worse than we do the House, though.
yeah, we need to
Somerville's at
maintain it.
58 and Jones is at 41, according to let's see. They're showing the Alabama House right now. Let's see if they'll show. Adder holds up 76 to 23.
Who's his opponent?
I don't remember the
I
guy's
don't
name.
know either.
Tom Cotton won in the Senate in Arkansas. So far they're saying Democrats have picked up 1 seat in the Senate. And The net gain in the House so far is 0 for the Democrats. So, but they're saying they're going to retain it.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in California in Nancy's district, because Democrats are kind of concerned about that one.
Yeah.
The guy that's running against her, he used the same campaign ad company that the lady in Baltimore was using. Neat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's sharp. I hope she gets elected. But it doesn't look like she's going to.
Well, looking at some of the amendments that we had on the ballot here in Alabama, looks like Amendment 1, which was citizenship to vote, it looks like it's passing. Number 2 is failing. That's the one where the judicial system is going to be restructured.
Right. Yeah, I voted against that. All right. All right, we're still at 129 electoral votes for Biden and 94 for Trump. Looks like 2 independents. I guess we already had 2 independents, so didn't we?
Yeah, one of them is Bernie.
Yeah.
And I forget who the other one is. But while we got a moment, we want to thank Joey Ursher and his staff at Superior Heating and Air for sponsoring the Right Angle. And if you're having a problem with your heating or air, give him a call at 771-0817 or 837-2525. You can reach him online at superiorhvac.net. Remember, he is Presidential Award winner for the Carrier systems in the area. And like we were talking about earlier, with it starting to get cold, have Joey come out there and check your system and make sure that it's going to be running as efficiently as possible. Last thing you want to do is have a cold night and no heat.
Yes, you do.
Better have a bunch of fireplaces in your house if you do. Dang. I can handle being hot now, but I can't handle being cold. As I've gotten older, it hurts.
I understand that, Terry.
I know you do, buddy.
We
Those
used
of us that live with pain on a regular basis, it's tough.
We used to keep the radio station pretty cool.
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah. But those days are long gone.
Amen to that, brother. They're still saying it's too early to call Arizona. They're saying it's too early to call Florida. So that's what Fox is saying. So they haven't called. So I don't know. Gerald said that Biden had said that he conceded Florida. I don't know what's going on there with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that.
I haven't seen that
I
anywhere.
haven't either, but that's Gerald posted that. He said Biden concedes Florida. So that I don't think that happened actually.
Sounded good though.
Yeah, be good. Biden's had 50 to 48 in North Carolina.
Well, we were talking about Florida. The information I'm looking at, Trump has 51.27 to Biden's 47.84, and that's with 91% of the vote in.
Yeah,
So it's possible.
it is. All right, well, we're okay. We just lost Gerald. All right.
Okay, Texas. What I'm looking at right here, we are 63% of the vote in, 49.63 for Biden, 49.08 for Trump, and a lot, and I mean a lot, of votes still out there.
That's amazing.
Now, the big cities have reported. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, El Paso. But I'd say probably maybe half the counties still have not shown anything in there. So Texas and Florida are musts.
And Ohio, and North Carolina. Those are all musts.
Texas is a very big place.
Yes, it is.
What are you seeing there, Brian?
Well, I had to close some pages up.
Wow.
But give me a second, and pulling some things back up here. So, of course, I'm still I'm running looking at the AP, and North Carolina, it's 50.24 to 48.63, 82% in. But how many states, Terry, have been called?
Oh, I don't know, buddy. It's quite a few, but again, there's a lot left to go, obviously.
Yeah. Because we still got 30 minutes for Pacific time zone to close, right?
Yeah.
So that will let us know about Nevada, Arizona, and places like that. All right, Michigan.
Texas is 49.3 for Biden and 49.4 for Trump.
Yeah. Michigan, that is a runaway state for Trump. 57-40.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
9.4.
Now that's with 18% of the vote in, but still.
That's a heck of a lead.
Yeah, it is. Ohio with 66%. Biden 50.21, Trump 48.53. So still within striking distance.
That's less than that's only about a point and a half.
Yep.
Okay.
With 14% in Pennsylvania, it's rounding up 58-41 for Biden. But there's a lot of counties still out there that haven't reported anything.
Well, one good thing is in Maine, Susan Collins is winning pretty handily, 59-34. So if we just lose Hickenlooper out there in Colorado, and we pick up Doug Jones, we're status quo.
Yeah.
I can live with that. Florida right now for president, Trump's 51, Biden's 48. So, and it doesn't tell me what the percentage is. Yeah, 94.57% of the precincts in. So it looks like Trump's going to take Florida, which is a really good thing.
And we were talking Texas a minute ago. What were your numbers on that? Do you remember?
49.3 and 49.4, weren't they?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Was that for Trump?
Yeah, the 1%. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like the black guy, the senator in Michigan, may win, which would be a huge deal. He's way ahead of the incumbent. So that would be a very good thing for us. Cory Gardner has lost tonight. All right, Graham's ahead in South Carolina, 54-43, with 29% of the vote in. Man, if we lost Graham, that would be a real blow.
Yeah, he did sort of do an about face. I hope he did anyway.
And Trump's ahead 56-42 in the regular vote.
Where is that? North Carolina or South Carolina?
South Carolina.
South, okay.
I'm monitoring One American News also, and so I'm trying to see what they might be coming up with. They're showing Florida right now, again, is 51-48.
Trump.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know about the Alabama Senate race, Tuberville is 58.59 to 41.41 for Doug Jones, and that's with 21% of the votes in.
That'll work. That will work.
Where is Jones from exactly? I don't remember if I've ever even heard.
I'm not sure either. I think it's one of the lower recesses of Hades, but I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, it'd have to be.
Fox is saying that North Carolina is still too early to call. All right. But still, they're holding off on calling Arizona, Florida, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Michigan, Texas, and Wisconsin. Therein lies your the winner. Whoever takes a majority of that. But again, as we talked about earlier, it could be days and days before Pennsylvania is decided.
Yeah, especially when you've had things happening up there where, you've got the officials up there saying that, Biden will win this state.
Yeah.
And they're throwing votes out.
Right.
And the governor up there is no Trump fan, so.
Yeah, Trump's had 57-42 in Michigan. Biden's ahead 64-33 in Minnesota. That's not good.
Well, wasn't it Minnesota that had the 6 mayors of the major cities that endorsed Trump?
Yeah, it was.
It looked like that would have carried some weight.
But here's the thing.
Still may.
But here's the thing. Minnesota has only got 10% of the vote in.
Yeah.
And most of the state has not reported anything.
And they're going to report whatever makes Biden look best for right now. I know that.
Yeah.
So, but Minneapolis and Duluth And it looks like Duluth may be going for Trump. That area.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be good.
So Minnesota might still be in play.
Electoral votes 129 to 100 right now.
Yeah.
A long way from 270.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes, and we'll have a bunch more states coming on, and we'll find out a lot more about where we're at. But I don't think we're getting out on Facebook the way we want to, Brian. I think we're going to have to really look at that.
Yeah. Well, there must be a setting in there that we've got to figure out to push to Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
I know I've got the YouTube feed up on my page.
Yeah, and I can see that. I'm looking at it too. But oh, Lord have mercy. Lord Jesus, please come quickly. All right, well, we're guys, if we if Biden wins,
Yes.
wow, wait a minute. They're saying that Virginia may not be going for Biden.
See, that's what happened last time.
Yep. Yep. Happened in a couple of states, as I recall. I don't remember which ones they were, because I went to bed.
Well, wasn't Florida one of them?
Florida was one. It was Florida
And it was like Ohio, I believe.
it was up somewhere up north. Ohio,
And-
Indiana, one of them.
And see, was it?
They called it. It had gone for Hillary, and it turns out that Trump actually carried it.
Right.
Well, they're saying Trump's had 55 to 43 with 47% of the vote in.
Where, in Virginia?
Yeah.
Guys, it's going to turn. I'm telling you, it's going to turn. They're making it look bad.
Well, they changed the numbers already. Trump's got 54.9, Biden's got 43.4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still basically 11 points.
Yeah.
And that's with 47% of the vote in, as far as
Right.
what I'm seeing.
Yep.
But they still got the red check mark there. Okay, we're what, 15 minutes away from
Yeah. For my next batch of states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Fox is saying 95% probability that Trump's going to win Florida, so I think Fox is about to call Florida for Trump.
Well, Gerald's already called it, so that's good enough for me.
He's also called Texas as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Trump will take Texas. I really do.
Did I say anything else about Virginia?
No,
Other than they just changed the numbers?
not yet. All right. So Biden's at 129 and Trump's at 100 electoral votes.
That should have changed because that's been that way since. Well, I guess it won't until they call it.
We were talking about North Carolina. That one is sitting at 86% of the vote in, 49.67 to 49.18. So that's razor thin there.
Yeah, it is. Well, Trump's ahead in Ohio now.
Trump.
Wow. North Carolina, Biden's 49.6, Trump's 49.2. 0.4% difference in North Carolina.
What's the percent of the vote that's in? Did you say, or do you just?
I can't see it.
You said North Carolina? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think it's 86% in.
Yeah, it is.
So the counties that are remaining in North Carolina are primarily rural counties that Trump won in 16. So
He'll carry him again.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
I believe he will.
If he takes North Carolina, that's a big boost right there. But if we lose Ohio, man, that's going to be tough.
He's ahead in Ohio, didn't you say, right now?
Yeah. Michigan, he's way ahead, 55 to 42.
Ohio with 72%, Trump 50.24, Biden 48.45.
That's more like it.
Georgia's 56 to 42 for Trump.
You know, one of the battleground states 4
like
years ago was Wisconsin. And
Right.
with 28% of the vote in, it's 50.47 for Trump, 48.02 for Biden. And that just changed a little bit. Now 29%, it's nearly 51% for Trump and 47.5% for Biden.
Well, Fox is saying that Biden's got a 78% chance of winning Georgia. even though Trump's ahead 56-42.
Yeah, those projections, a lot of times that's done on exit polling. So, and with the way the polls have been all year long, you never know if someone's just been lying to them as an exit poll.
Yeah.
What percentage of the vote did they say was? Do what now?
It might have been a push poll.
Well,
Yeah, really.
what percentage of the vote did you say was in Georgia?
I don't think I did.
Okay, well, they're saying 50% on the AP, and it's got Trump 56.29 to 42.57. We were talking about the Senate
Pennsylvania
makeup.
right now, Biden's ahead 50-45.
We were talking about the makeup of the Senate. Right now, it's 43 to 38 for the Democrats, and but there's still a lot of states out there that haven't been called.
Yeah, there is.
And I can't understand why they haven't called Alabama's race.
Oh, they called it a long time ago.
For Tuberville and Jones?
Oh, the Senate race. That's the
Yeah.
no, they hadn't called it yet.
I mean, it's 59.12 for Tuberville, 40.88 for Jones.
Yeah, that's dang near 20 points.
Yeah, and that's with a third of the vote in. So, but I'm going to do a quick check on the amendments and see what that's going on.
Okay.
Amendment 1, which required citizenship for voting, which I thought we settled that back in 1792.
Yeah, really.
I did too.
But it looks like that one is with 18% of the vote in, it's over 75%. Yes.
That's Amendment
Good.
1.
Yeah, that's Amendment 1. Amendment 2, which is restructuring the judicial system, that one's close. 50.6 no, 49.4 yes. And that's with 17%.
Wow.
Amendment 3, which was the longer terms, yes is 65 to 35. The cleaning up the Constitution, this is the one that scares me more than anything.
Yeah, me too.
67% for, 32% against. But now that's with 14% of the vote in. And the other two amendments, which had to do with protecting someone who used deadly force at a church, those are passing overwhelmingly.
Good.
So
They're projecting Graham is going to win over the black guy Harrison. So that's great.
all right, guys, we are 5 minutes away from finding out more about the West Coast.
And they spent over $100 million on that black dude there in South Carolina, trying to get Graham out.
They equate spending a lot of money with victory, and they look like they would learn eventually it doesn't work. Not every time, anyway.
Well, this ought to tell us that this is not about what's best for the American people. This is all about power from the political parties.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're going to spend millions of dollars on a race that makes what, $140,000 a year?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, really.
It's just buying influence.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Joe
Fortunately,
Biden,
the American people are catching on, though.
yeah, that's what Joe Biden says anyway. $129 to 109. Biden ahead by 20.
For now.
Yep, for now.
Ohio with 74% in, it's Trump 50.63 to Biden 48.04. I was listening to a pollster today, and he said that no Republican president has ever won without Florida and Ohio.
Yep. That's a fact. Well, if we can get some answers on these next states that close in the next few minutes, I think we might have a better idea of where we're at.
Yep.
Looking at Pennsylvania with 23% of the vote, it is neck and neck. 48.42 to 48.34. Trump ahead.
Wow.
And this is interesting. Jorgensen is getting over 3% of the vote.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Next poll's close in 20 seconds, so hang on, guys.
You know, there's been a lot of people talking about what's going to happen after tonight. And there was a website out that is organizing the the protests. There was over 200 this morning that were being organized.
Wow.
And the closest one to us was over in Florence. So we'll see how that, what transpires on that.
Okay, well, they're saying that Iowa and, well, the last 4 that just closed, they said we're too close to call.
I think they say that when what it means is that at that moment, Trump's votes are a little bit too close to being in the winning column.
Well,
Iowa and Nevada too early to call.
yeah, from what I'm seeing, nothing's been reported in Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay, Ohio, Trump's ahead 50.8 to 47.9. North Carolina, Trump's behind 49.3 to 49.5.
In Ohio?
Yeah, now Florida, again, Trump's ahead 51 to 47. Pennsylvania, Trump's ahead 49.1 to 47.8 for Biden. Texas, Trump's ahead 50.5 to 48.2 for Biden. Kentucky, that's already been called. New Hampshire, it's been called for Biden.
Yeah, I would figure everything in the northeast except maybe Maine.
Again, Michigan's 55 to 42. Well, they're still saying Virginia, they're calling it for Biden, but it's 53.1 to 45.2. So it's still, a fairly good lead for Trump, according to the vote that's counted.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina's 56 been called for Trump. Indiana's been called for Trump. West Virginia's been called for Trump.
In Virginia, there's about 53% of the votes counted.
New Jersey and Connecticut have both been called for Biden. New York, no surprise there, 71 to 27 in New York for Biden. Ohio, 50.9 to 47.7, with 75% of the vote in. Again, North Carolina is a dead heat, 49.4 to 49.4. Georgia is 55 to 43, Trump. Florida is still 51.3 to 47.8, Trump. Pennsylvania is 49.2 to 47.7 for Trump. Guys, this is beginning to look better.
Well,
Texas, 50.7 for Trump, 48 for Biden. New Hampshire, of course, is going for Biden. Michigan's 55.7 to 42.4 for Trump. Virginia is still 53.2 to 45.1. And they're still saying that Arizona, Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Minnesota and Arizona too close to call. Iowa, Trump's ahead 56-42. That should be a Trump win.
Yeah.
Kansas has been called for Trump.
I've got it muted.
They're talking to Donna Brazil right now. She is not my favorite person.
You know, I really kind of thought she was going to switch parties there at one point, but I don't believe she is.
Nah. Her and Karl Rove, I put them in, I mean, not Karl Rove, but Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace.
Put them in the same basket.
From what party? From the Democrat to the Socialist Party?
Yeah, that's a basket of deplorables in my book. They belong in the basket of deplorables. So we're still 129 to 109, Biden in the lead on electoral votes. So
We still got a long way to go, guys.
yeah, we do.
I mean, this could be an extremely long night.
I don't think we need to go that long, do y'all? I just don't think we're going to get an
Probably
answer.
not.
Now
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get an answer tonight.
no, we're not going to get an answer probably till probably December.
Oh my gosh, bite your tongue.
If the Democrat controlled states, you know, where we've had all the changes in election laws, you know, if they're able to manufacture votes, you know, we might not have an answer for a while.
I got a feeling he's got some sort of an ace up his sleeve on that one, though.
Who? Trump?
Trump.
Well,
He may not, but I think he does.
Karl Rove just said that he was picking Texas for Trump, but that was just his opinion at this point.
yeah, but we're getting closer to that 75% mark. We're at 69%. Trump 50.72 to 47.97. Still haven't seen anything on the Nevada or Arizona. Of course, they just closed a few minutes ago.
Trump's ahead in North Carolina, 49.7 to 49.1 over Biden.
Good.
And the Republican senator in North Carolina is leading right now. Just by 1 point.
1 point's all it takes.
Not unless you want to start breaking out the lawyers and lawyering up for it. I think anything that's 1 point or close to that is going to be inundated with lawyers.
Well, and you've got some states that have an automatic recount that kicks in if it's under 3% or something like that, depending on the state.
Yep. So, %92 of the vote in North Carolina. So this going to get interesting.
Yep. But again, we went through the same thing 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we did. I think it's going to last a lot longer this time, though, because it was like 2:30 in the morning when they called it last time.
Yeah.
Katie Pavlich is saying that Trump is still in real good shape, she thinks. Georgia, he's comfortably 12.8 points ahead. Pennsylvania, he's 3.8 points ahead. That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. But it's like the Attorney General in Pennsylvania said, you know, when all the votes are counted, there's no way Trump's going to win. I think he ought to be put in jail for that.
Bet he doesn't, though.
I agree with you, buddy. That's why the Hildebeest is still walking around free, too.
Well, she won't be for long when he gets the second term. He needs his second term to take care of it, I'm telling you.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, me too.
But I just don't think Barr's going to do anything. He's had everybody dead to rights, and
But Brian, they've got to get some judges in the right places yet. You see what happened? Hillary was supposed to testify, September the 9th?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
Nothing.
That's because a judge ruled that she didn't have to, an Obama appointee. He's got to get these judges in those critical places out first. She will end up having to go and be deposed. But they've got to get rid of all of these judges. We now have what am I trying to say, in the Supreme Court?
yeah,
The majority.
A majority, yeah.
We've got the majority, okay? There's still some of these judgeships out here that he has got to get cleaned out. And he hadn't been able to do that for having to deal with being impeached, with the coronavirus, with everything else that they've thrown at him.
Yeah.
He's just trying to keep both ends pulled to the middle. He's done a pretty good job of it, I'd say. So, I'm telling you, with the second term, especially being a lame duck, all bets are off. I'll just leave it at that.
I hope you're right. But you got to think too that that might be one of the reasons some people have felt like that Trump has let them down, because for 3.5 years all we heard was lock her up, and
Brian,
nothing.
Listen, there's also Republicans who would love nothing more than to destroy him. I didn't understand that until just not long ago.
Oh yes, I
They've
agree.
got
with
dirt. They've got dirt. All got dirt on each other, but they can't get anything on him. They've tried and tried and tried on both sides, and they can't come up with anything. He knows all of this stuff on both sides, and they know they're going down if they don't get him out of there and get rid of him.
Well,
I
I
see
think
that hope dashed.
I think Ghislaine Maxwell came up with a whole lot of those tapes that had the dirt on a whole lot of people around the world, not just in America.
She did. Anthony Weiner. That's where it all began with Anthony Weiner. I'm told he's got some stuff on there that don't even do to talk about. On his laptop. He called his insurance policy.
Yeah.
And let's just say that I've told that it's done been made public. If you know where to look and can find it and got the guts to watch it, but the problem is too many people have watched it and then went and committed suicide because they couldn't deal with it.
Wow.
Well, committed suicide or had help?
Well, apparently in this case there were some seasoned cops in the New York Police Department. They watched it and went to counseling and everything else and couldn't get it out of their head. I honestly believe, now I don't know what your belief might be about demon possession, but I think that that tape, they have put a curse on it as well, and if you watch it, you're taking that curse into you're taking fire into your bosom, as the book of Proverbs says. I wouldn't watch it. Part of me would love to see it, but I wouldn't watch it for $1 million, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm told that it is literally that bad.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. 71%. Biden's ahead by like 13 points in Arizona.
Good. We need Arizona too.
Good.
He said Biden was ahead.
Oh,
good.
Did you say Biden or Trump?
I said Biden was ahead.
Oh, okay, my bad. I wasn't paying attention.
He's ahead 53.9 to 44.8. So it's not looking good. Well, I think we can win without Arizona, though.
Yes.
It's not an absolute have to.
Yeah, it boiled down to 3 states basically: Florida, Texas, and Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
If Trump
New numbers on Pennsylvania, Trump's up 52 to 45.
If Trump won Florida and Texas, that would almost assure he's going to win re-election.
Well, but guys, it's looking better.
What percent of the vote did you say was out in Arizona, Terry?
Well, I'm getting 71%.
71%.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, 71.
But that's still
That's not the rural areas
right.
altogether.
I'd say there's probably you got the entire east side of Arizona still basically to vote, to turn in their votes.
Right.
With 39% of the vote, 6.96. So
All right.
that's trending the right direction.
Well, we're still at 129 to 109 electoral votes.
Looks like that needs to be updated.
Yeah.
It's been that way for the last 30, 40 minutes.
Well,
Yeah, at least.
and when you take into consideration like Florida and Georgia, had they already called Florida for Biden? I know that with
Either one.
with
No, they
Virginia
called.
they had already called, and now it's flipping back, right?
Well, Georgia's the one, I mean, Virginia's the one they're talking about possibly flipping back.
Right.
But no, Florida had.
Until there's no way that they can, they're not going to let us flip. And that's what was happening 4 years ago.
Right. 91% on Florida. Trump said 51.3 to 47.8. Georgia 56% in. Trump's ahead 55.4 to 43.4. North Carolina, it is 40. Wow.
And it looks like in the state, Tuberville has been called.
Yeah.
I just got my doubts about that number right there. That just does not make sense.
Well,
They may feel
again, this was
no.
Rod. Well,
Never heard of it.
real quick. I know, Brian.
refresh my memory, Terry.
Okay, Shelby was unopposed. Hero, man. This guy was he was an iron worker from Russellville, which is nothing wrong with that.
I remember.
I mean, broke as a Hank.
And he did that
Exactly.